Hello and welcome to the review today, Friday edition on Oweleketv. My name is Oweleketv. Today promises to be exciting and educational. I have Doshima with me. Doshima, how are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
All right, we'll be discussing what concerns the citizenry as it concerns Nigeria Labour Congress being accused of being a sellout for accepting 70,000 naira minimum wage just yesterday being Thursday. Do you think the Nigerian Labour Congress are sellouts? Because reportedly the Labour have been collecting 30,000 naira, but now it's been increased from 62,000 to 70,000 naira. What do you think about it? You think they are sellout for accepting?
Personally speaking, I would say yes for this economic state that we are in right now. And basically, I don't understand how people who earn a lot much more than that would want the lower class who are struggling obviously more than them to earn that particular amount. I just feel like it's totally a sellout. Definitely.
70,000 naira is averagely better than 30,000 or 35,000, I would say. But I think it is better because the Nigerian Labour Congress chairman has come out, Joe Ajero, has come out to say that, hey, we received 70,000 with mixed feelings because we know what Nigerians are currently going through. But then he stressed the fact why Labour has to accept 70,000 naira, saying that, hey, we are coming to review after 3 years' time instead of waiting for 5 years, unrealistic years for averagely, if the government decides to pay above 70,000 naira and they tell you in 5 years' time, we're going to review it, it might be unrealistic. So Labour is saying we accepted this with mixed feelings on the grounds of we're going to have 2 times review between 3 years to see if it will be increased. That is what Labour Congress is saying. Do you see people beginning to survive on? Okay, let's talk about what an average man goes through. Goes to work, has to pay bills, school fees. You think 70,000 will do for a man, and his family?
Obviously not. Obviously not, because now presently with the whole fuel subsidy and every other thing, in a month you calculate your bills, your budget, your bills and everything, and you've gone far beyond 70,000 already. Transport alone, people's budget for transport is already reaching 60, 55 and all that for a month. So 70,000, of course, and we all know that you can't carry 20,000 to the markets because you're actually buying nothing. So it doesn't do.
All right, reacting to this, the TSU chairman also buttressed the point made by Minister of Labour and Works, saying that the federal government has magnanimously agreed to pay the arrears owed by Sano and Nasu. Remember, they've been owed 4 months arrears, and Tinubu has gone ahead to make sure that they will be paid. That is another welcome development. We give kudos to the president for that, because Nasu and Sano, remember, TUC was stressing that they won't allow their children to go back to strike, because if Nasu and Sano goes on strike, of course, universities will be shut. He pointed out that some of them that are behind are the Bogo say, like the rich, the elite. Most of their children are abroad. So if Sano and Nasu goes on strike, basically we know it affects those who school in Nigeria. Okay, so now you are saying, do you think the federal government has done a good thing, because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ordered for the payment of the 4 months arrears?
Of course, that's actually very wonderful. It gives a sense of hope, not just to those working under these boards, but the students as well. So, of course, it's a good thing.
Coming from the perspective of Nigerians who are always saying these big men children are always schooling abroad, and Nigerians are the ones that suffers any strike that happens. Averagely, we haven't had issue of strike more this year than the previous government. So that means the APC government is actually doing well in terms of education.
Yes, because you see, well, following up personally because I have a friend that is in Uni Abuja, and they've been doing fine, although they're quite behind due to the previous holdbacks, but they're doing fine. And the issue of big men's children going abroad, and everybody would go for better if given the opportunity and the means to. So I don't really see that as an issue. I mean, if you have the means to support your children to be exposed and go out for education, why not?
Nigeria education is also on the scale on the scale of not having so much strike this year, that is credence to the federal government. Labour have come out to say that, okay, we're going to see that the enforcement goes to every governor of every state to see that 70,000 is implemented in all states unanimously. So we don't have some state paying 70. Remember that before this 70,000 was agreed, some governors were already clamoring to say, President, we don't have that capacity like other states. Do you think there are some states that have more federal government budget allocation than other states in Nigeria?
Well, that could be a probability,
You have states like Lagos, getting more allocations.
Because obviously, Lagos is a very, very populated state. You can't compare the population of Lagos to that of Benue.
Not just population, economic viability and business transaction. They also have ports that brings cargoes, from abroad. And also some other states like Port Harcourt, states that always have that commercial activities averagely needs more federal government allocation.
Yes.
But then federal government says 70,000 for all states, Imo, Kwara, Jigawa, Borno, wherever you are, 70,000 for every labor. That is a good thing, right?
Of course, I think so, because in as much as we're trying to, it has to be economically stable. So we can't just, if we are saying, okay, because Lagos is more and has more economy and all that, and you want to allocate more, it's not going to stabilize the economy. But having a uniform payment, I think it goes.
And also, it also goes to House of Rep members who have decided to take 50% pay cut to also help Nigeria to ameliorate the suffering. That is deplorable, hunger and hardship. So Labour is saying that we understand what Nigerians are going through. We don't want to shoot for a number that is unrealistic and very, very outrageous, 100 and above. Right now, it is very, very unrealistic. So I have to say kudos to the federal government here. Yeah, 70,000 starting. We want to see the implementation. That is what we are clamoring for. If it is implemented in every state, then it's a good thing. Remember, it is double, 35 to 70. It's a good thing. If you are a labor worker and you're saying, Labour was a sellout, I don't think they're a sellout. They are simply doing the right thing because it's a right step in the right direction. Remember, 2 times between 3 years, there will be a review for upscaling of the 70,000 naira that has been proposed and passed to law by the federal government. So, thank God, it's a good thing because we're anticipating strike. There was looming strike between Labour again and also nationwide protest because of hunger. So, we pray that Nigeria, we say federal government is taking steps to ameliorate hunger. Let's also see, Labour also stressed the right step the federal government took also by disbursing some trucks of rice to some governors. And also remember the House Rep members came out yesterday to say we want to have a pay cut of 50% so we can give Nigeria 648 million. Does that surprise you?
Of course.
What do you have to say to them? You said, of course, talk to them.
Well, basically, that's a lot. That is actually
that's
a lot.
1.08 billion given to Nigerians to ameliorate hunger, to the vulnerable here.
Wow. Well, personally, I'm just in a state of hope. I'm like, okay, if that is going to address, then sure, why not? But I hope it's what this amount they have promised to give will actually be given, because it's one thing to say this is what I'm going to do, it's another thing to actually do what you said you're going to do. So I hope like I said earlier, I'm floating on a state of hope right now, hoping that it will actually be reality and not just something that we have experienced in Nigeria, because a lot of politicians come in and say, oh, I'm going to do this, and at the end of the day, we don't see nothing. It's just words that didn't hold water.
All right, Doshima is on the school of thought of optimism, but then implementation should be met with mercy. Talk, like they say, is very cheap, but then doing what you've said is what Doshima is actually saying today. Federal government, everything you promised Nigeria, fantastic, but then go to the realm of implementation. We want to say accountability and implementation. That's what we love. 70,000 kudos. Review in 2 years. Awesome. So I believe TUC and NLC are saying we mean well for our workers and members, and we want to see that 70,000 it's unanimous and wholesome and holistic. That is the size we take on the size of review today. Don't forget to tell us what you feel about what the Labour Congress and President has agreed today that 70,000 should be unanimously given to Labour members starting from yesterday. Passed into law, awesome. Implementation is what we want. Drop your comments, tell us what you feel. Don't forget to follow us at Oweleketv on all social media platforms. And then where we keep you informed and entertained of what is going on in the country. Doshima, thank you so much for coming today. That is the size of our package today on The Review. My name is Michael Ekene. Do have a splendid weekend.